Hey all, Kale here. Just jumping on real quick. I would like to do a live oracle reading. I mean, it's not live, but I am shuffling it live, which is not something I do often, though maybe I will start doing it more often. But just wanted to do a spontaneous Thursday evening reading with the intention of being a channel, an instrument of peace for someone who is perhaps seeking a message, someone who needs to hear the exact thing that they've been desiring or needing to hear once they come across this video, all right? And so I've been focusing a lot on harmony, peace, and balance and those elements, and moving in the direction and making decisions off of that. And so there's a little bit of intention underneath around that, all right? So let's see what it is that needs to be known, what would be helpful in the direction of, I think maybe I'll do all three. Let's see what we got. In the direction of peace, we're going to go with number 5. Or is it 7? 7? 5 is something. 7 is peace. Harmony is 5. Balance is going to be 3. Okay? Peace. 7. In the direction of peace, what do you need to know? The frog and the lotus metamorphosis. Immediately what this tells me, just kind of intuitively, an intuitive sense, is the change that you're experiencing right now, the change that's calling you forward is going to bring you more peace. It's going to bring you greater peace, allowing for this transformation to happen. Okay? Maybe there's a lightheartedness with the frog and being able to bounce from lily pad to lily pad. The lotus grows in really mucky and difficult conditions and blossoms forth. Also in Hindu cosmology, Lord Vishnu is lying back, and a lotus flower springs forth from his navel, and that's the start of creation. So whatever this new direction is, whatever's seeking to emerge through you right now, is going to be something that's leading you furthermore in the direction of peace. You know, and having peace with metamorphosis, having peace with change. Okay, next we are moving in the direction of harmony. What do we have first in the direction of harmony? And we get the elk and ash. Elk and ash, which is the card of strength. All right, and so perhaps to have a greater experience of harmony, you're feeling the need for a greater strength. Perhaps in fact, just the strength that you have, if there's any particular area that you know you're very strong in, it is one of your strengths, one of your skill sets. Perhaps leaning into that will bring about more harmony in your life, okay? That could be a possibility as well. All right, and then we have, for greater balance, we pulled the lizard and pitcher plant, which is the card of stagnation. Okay, so perhaps this is suggesting that whatever stagnation is appearing in your life, or that you're perceiving in your life, perhaps it's because something is not in balance. Perhaps the stagnation is there to bring about greater balance. It's an attempt to perhaps make you rest or lie down, or to move slower, so as to bring about a greater balance. So the question could be, you know, like, what role is this stagnation playing in my life? You know, and is this stagnation real? Is it perceived? What's my relationship to it? And let's see if there's anything else. How can I move through this moment joyfully? I don't really like that question. It's kind of like gratitude, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but that's the message. Anything else related to the lizard and pitcher plant related to stagnation? Stagnation isn't always a bad thing. We avoid it. It gets a bad rap. We think about it like this kind of cesspool and muck that ends up festering. However, then what just comes to mind is this with the peace card and what the lotus blooms in. And so it's almost like this stagnation actually, the attempt to bring about balance, you know, it's kind of setting the foundation, or is the foundation for this blossoming, is the foundation for this peace. It's almost like the surrender, like that forced surrender. And I'm thinking of, you know, the 8 of Swords in tarot, like the card of restraint, and just what this moment, if there's elements of stagnation for you, what it's kind of requiring you to accept. And I can speak for myself in the ways that that's showing up in life. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. But that's what's coming through. So something with the stagnation, creating a condition that is icky, that allows for, again, this blossoming and this creative energy, this peace, really above all else, and the change that is required from it. I'm wondering, do we get anything with strength? I mean, surely it requires strength, both to navigate through stagnation, strength to blossom, through mucky conditions is certainly requires strength. So as we look at the creation of greater peace, right, that stabilizing structure, this pairs well, I think, with the Gemini season reading. Stabilizing that structure, peace, strength, harmony, balance, all these things that are bringing us. Those are very natural, kind of natural cycle type words, right? Like peace above all else, right? Peace is an anchoring and grounding. I don't want to say force, but presence, power, the power of peace, right? And then thinking about harmony and how peace is a greater experience when there is harmony. Peace can be had, and they flow together. Where there's peace, there is harmony, most often, right? And then where there's harmony, there's likely a peaceful experience for those involved, those experiencing it. And what aspects of your life, right, are asking or calling out for greater elements of peace, greater elements of harmony, of that synthesis. Yes. And all together, right, that brings everything into balance, right? And bringing that thing into balance creates a more harmonious experience, right? Balance kind of equals harmony in its own way, in the equation. And again, bringing about more peace, right? And I think we experience greater peace when things do feel in balance, right? In balance, right? We can feel that mind, body, spirit, that experience of peace, balance, and harmony. So, like I said, we had metamorphosis. That's perhaps the change that's occurring. We had strength, and we had stagnation. So, all of these being used to and for our highest and greatest good. May this meet you where you are, and I hope that it can help kind of usher and guide you into that direction of greater peace, greater harmony, and greater balance in your life. Okay, stay well.